So you want to start a business, but you want to do it anonymously. Well, you can, but it may not be the easiest way to do it. I'm going to talk about the reasons why you want to start an anonymous business and reasons why you shouldn't on this episode of BootcampMD. Hey guys, this is Dr. Michael Bang with BootcampMD. Today we're going to be talking about starting a business. And I certainly had a lot of episodes where I talk about starting a business, but we're going to talk about a special type of way we're going to start a business, and to do that anonymously. Now, why do I want to talk about this? Over the years, I worked with a lot of different professions who wanted to start a business, and for the last few years, I've really focused on my colleagues, healthcare professionals, doctors. And there are many reasons why a doctor doesn't want to let everybody else know that he's starting a business, having a successful business. And I understand the reasons. I was in a situation several years ago. I was working in a primary care office. I had a CEO, and on the side, I developed an online business. And in the last year and a half I was employed, this is 15 years ago, the business went really, really well. And I got nervous that somehow this little side business that I had, that my boss would know about it. I didn't want him to, or the corporation to come after me, thinking that they could, that they could take the money or they could maybe stop the business, whatever. So I went and I was really frank with my CEO and I said, hey, I started this little online business and I want to make sure if you know about it, that it has nothing to do with my work in medicine. It doesn't affect it. And after some discussion, he was able to approve it and to sign off on it. And I was kind of lucky. I think now there's this blockade between the employer and employee, that I work with doctors who didn't want anyone to know that they're starting a side business. So they may be in a situation like that. Or maybe it's in their contract where they are prevented from actually starting a business, whether it be medically related or not. There's a big employer here on the West Coast where that occurs, and I find I've had a situation where I'm working with somebody and they find out that they're working for this corporation. They'd say, hey, unless you have it changed in your contract, I won't be able to work with you because it specifically says you can't start a side business, which is pretty sad. That shows you how much control that this company has on them. And then there's still other reasons whether they want to be anonymous. They don't want their patients to find out. They don't want their colleagues to know about it. Maybe they're in a situation where they're in a specific type of business that maybe they're in gambling or some type of adult type of business, and they don't want anybody to know about it. Maybe their church to find out. And again, there's other reasons. One of the common reasons is they want to start a business. They get excited starting a digital business, but if it fails, they didn't really have any skin in the game. So what they didn't. Then that's okay as long as their name wasn't associated with it. And I think there's also another reason is they're just not really serious, but they'll give it a try. But put it under a pseudonym. Whatever the reason, I get it. I was in that situation. And, there are definitely businesses that allow you to be more anonymous than others. One business that I was in when first starting out was I was creating information products, ebooks, which later turned into physical books. My first book that I ever wrote was helping patients save more money on prescription medications. I wrote a book on diabetes. And then I started going into other different genres. And I ended up having a publishing company where I hired authors, I hired writers to write different books, but then at the end, I would own the content, I would own the information of these books. And I went into all of these different genres. I went into dog grooming, I went into wedding planning, which I didn't know much other than I was married. I went into event planning. I went into how to become a private pilot. All these different genres that I wrote, and I certainly couldn't put my name on each of the author of each because I had these ghostwriters who wrote these different books. So we put them under different pseudonyms. And again, I want to stress that I own the content of it. The author really didn't didn't get any royalties from that book. So it really was, I just paid them once and I still reap the rewards. And just as an aside, many of these books are you can still purchase these on Amazon, but you won't be able to find me associated with it because my name isn't on these different books. Because, obviously it didn't make sense to have this Dr. Mike become the author of wedding planning to becoming a private pilot to, how to bake a cake. I guess there is somebody out there that has all those different talents, but I certainly didn't. So it just made sense to having that business did thrive. But let me give you another example. Let's say I wrote a book on Italian recipes, like I knew everything about spaghetti and ziti and all those wonderful things. I think I'm talking about it because I'm kind of on this keto, so I'm thinking about pasta, just an aside. But let's say you wrote this recipes, it became a bestseller, but you did it under the name, John Smith. Well, what if your eventual goal was to become an Italian chef? What if you wanted to teach an online class? Now there's a conflict because you were under a pseudonym and now find out that you were under a different name. So that type of business is where the person, the celebrity, the influencer is being branded to that specific genre. So you can't be Dr. Mike if you now say and come out that you were Dr. Mike all the time, but you came under the name John Smith. So if you just wanted to sell some books, yeah, but again, that's only going to sell you. You're only going to make a certain amount of money with that, But let's say you wanted to go deeper, you're going to be limited. And one of the things that I stress with my clients is to use your expertise, use your knowledge, and take that to as far as it can go, where you can be able to become a paid speaker, create courses, and have workshops. So if you're in a industry or business where your goal is you feel like you're very comfortable talking on stage about this, then you really want to keep your own name. And I really haven't even delved into some of the legal reasons why you want to make sure that you're not anonymous in a business. Certainly, we've heard the stories about the billionaire, the millionaire who has all these different businesses and they're hidden under another business somewhere in the Cayman Islands. So they may be doing this for tax reasons, whatever, they're running for office, whatever that is. So there is something where the government doesn't want you hiding yourself if you own your own business. So I don't even think we need to really cover that. You kind of get my point. So there are other types of businesses that are non-branded type businesses. So Amazon FBA, you want to buy products, let's say from China, import it, and then sell it on Amazon. Very, very popular type of online business. That's something that's not branded on who you are. You could be selling cookware, electronics. Nobody cares if you're a doctor or not. There are other type of businesses such as buying stuff at garage sales and then selling them on eBay. Again, a non-branded type business. Another type of business that you can do is you could sell supplements online. But again, just remember, you might be selling a lot of skin creams online. Let's say you're a dermatologist, and now you want to take that and, speak at events. You want to be bought, and now you don't have that credibility as a doctor because you hid yourself away. Again, we're living in an area of social media where authenticity is number one. So what are your options? Either do a non-branded business, like I mentioned, selling stuff on Amazon, selling stuff on eBay, or, which I think is much more lucrative, is to brand yourself, which in many of these cases we teach physicians how to do, but you have somebody else be the brand. You could be someone you trust, someone you like, someone you know. It could be a family member. Whoever that is, they would be the face of the company, and you're behind the scenes, kind of like Cyrano de Bergerac. But the more I thought about this question is, I really think there's a deeper underlying reason why most doctors want to be anonymous. It's just they don't want to be as committed. They think that their doctor, that's their real job, and these are just side gigs. This is maybe just a money-making type of deal that they want to be in. And they're not really serious. And I really truly feel that if you want to grow your business to the full potential, you have to put yourself in front of it. I'm not the biggest fan of making videos, but it helps build trust. And when you're starting your business, you really want to start it on the right foot. You want to get your name out there and be a strong presence in their business. These days, I can't think of any company where we don't know anything about the founder of the type of business. And who knows? My thing is, you never know where this business will take you. You could end up having a 7, 8, or 9-figure business. And what if they found out that you did it anonymously? I love to think big on that. So if you want to be anonymous and you're starting a business, I think it's you don't believe on the potential of that business. And then you really need to decide if starting a business is really the right thing for you. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Drop me a line. Subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes. As always, guys, keep moving forward. If you ever wanted to start an online business and you didn't know where to go, I'm a big fan that success leaves clues. Find out what other people are doing and do the same thing. Don't be so naive that you need to reinvent the wheel. People have already been there, done that, and have been successful at it, and you need to follow what we're doing. And I think one of the best ways to learn is to actually at a classroom workshop environment. And we're going to have that coming this October to BootcampMD 2 in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be joined by my good friend and fellow faculty member, Dr. Maisha Claiborne. I've been blessed to be able to sell millions of dollars of products and services online, so I think I know a few things, and we'd love you to be there. We've also got some incredible experts to come to show you everything from list building, to creating your own online courses, to creating your own products, to how to get through sales, how to have the business entrepreneurial mindset, whether you're still working as a physician or you're retired or you're a resident, whatever the case is, you want to be here. To get started, go to bootcampmd.com/Atlanta. Right now we're having an early bird registration. If you're serious about developing a business and you want to do it digitally, this is the place you need to be. We hope to see you at BootcampMD.